Hey guys, it's Kevin here again. Gonna break down the pull-up for you today. Let's begin. How do you do the pull-up? Grab onto a bar, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. From here, unshrug the shoulders, lean your torso back, open up your chest, and pull your chin over the bar. So starting with the grip, hold on to that bar, deepen your palms, point your knuckles up towards the ceiling, and take about a shoulder width grip. From here, set your shoulders. This is very important. Depress your shoulders, so pull them down to the floor. Then I want you to lean your torso back, engage your core so that your back is flat, abs are tight, and you're squeezing your glutes, your quads, pointing the toes so the calves are engaged. From here, you should be lifted off. Then pull up to the top, with the elbows tucked in, and you're pulling with the intention of bringing your chest to the bar. Let's talk about the shoulders. Very important, and it's the most essential step. You have to first, when you're hanging, your shoulders are going to be in what's called a dead hang. So they're in elevation. Shoulder elevation looks like this. You never want to pull with your shoulders shrugged. That's going to disengage your lats. So what you want to do instead is depress your shoulders. That means you're pulling your shoulders down to the floor, and that's gonna flex and engage your lats. So from this hanging position, depress the shoulders, and then externally rotate the shoulders. What that's gonna do is as you pull up, it's gonna keep your elbows tucked in and your shoulders in the correct position. If your shoulders are not externally rotated, then at the top, you're gonna do something like this where your elbows are flaring out. But the opposite is to externally rotate, and then you're gonna pull with the elbows in front. The next step after you set the shoulders is to set your torso positioning. So once we're on the bars and we set the shoulders, you wanna lift up your chest and lean your torso back. So what that does is it opens you up, and then you're able to then, once you pull your chest to the bar, as opposed to if you're completely vertical and then you try pulling straight up. So that compared to leaning back to there, I'm able to more easily, more naturally bring my chest to the bar. Don't forget about the core. So if your abs are not engaged, and when you pull, your legs are going to drag behind you and you're going to be arched. So if my core is unengaged, this is what the pull looks like. Even if you set the shoulders, if you see my back, legs are behind me, my back is arched. If I engage my core, then what happens is this. I'm able to keep my legs in front of me. This stays tight, and my whole body has now tension from head to toe. Now let's talk about the pelvis and the lower body. What you want to do with your pelvis is, so instead of arching, get into a flat back position. That's called a posterior pelvic tilt, and it'll naturally happen if you think about squeezing your glutes. From there, you also want to lock out your knees, so flex your quads. Keep your legs together, and then also point the toes. When you point the toes, your calves are also going to engage. And then now you're going to create this straight line with the body with full tension so that you don't have any leaking of power when you do the pull-up. Here are some common mistakes. First one's going to be choppy reps. So this is very common, just not fully extending the arm, not coming all the way up to the top. Now this movement, maybe it feels good, but if you want the full benefit from the pull-up, then you need full range of motion. So arms straight at the bottom and pulling so that you're trying to bring your chest to the bar with every single rep like this. All the way straight, all the way up, like that. Another common mistake is with the lower body. And this one has to do with just not really thinking about it. So if you only think about your upper body, then your legs are just gonna kind of hang and do weird things. But you want to keep tension like we talked about earlier. Squeeze the glutes, engage the quads and the calves, and keep it together. That way you're pieced all together as one and there's no leaking of power. So this is a tight pull-up. If I'm loose, then I just feel like I have so much more work to do as I pull myself up and down. Mistake number 3, shrugged shoulders. This one's probably the most common and the one that is gonna affect your pull-up the most. So when people are doing pull-ups, they start here and they're trying to pull still with their shoulders shrugged. But as we talked about, the most essential and first step is to depress your shoulders. That's gonna pre-engage your lats and then it prepares you for the pull. So from here, set it. Now my lats are tight and I'm ready to pull. And then I don't get that strain in my neck and my upper traps. Here's another common mistake. During the pull-up, flaring the elbows. So when you're getting towards the top of your pull-up, if your elbows are behind your body like this, pointing backwards, then that means your shoulders are internally rotated, and that's not a comfortable or a strong, efficient position to put your shoulders in. What you want to do is you want to tuck your elbows in. So they should be at least beside your body or in front. And this is important if you want to actually advance with your pull-up training and you want to learn next level skills like the explosive pull-up and the muscle up. So this is what it looks like incorrect, where the elbows are flaring out. Now if I tuck them in and I set my shoulders that way, then I can pull a lot higher. Here are some extra tips. This one's relevant if you're trying to learn the explosive pull-up and the muscle up. Even if you can do 6 to 10 reps of chin over the bar pull-ups and you have good control over it, you need to now start pulling with power. So that power is going to help you utilize all the muscle and the strength that you've built to now explode with it. So instead of just doing regular pull-ups like this, which are good for building muscle and strength, you want to, as you pull up, pull with power. Quick. But on the way down, you still want to control the descent. Here's another tip. This one's to do with your grip. Most people, when they grip the bar, they don't really think about it too much. They just wrap the fingers around like this. But you want to utilize what's called an overgrip. So an overgrip is where you point your knuckles, if you can see that. Point your knuckles up towards the ceiling or slightly in front. Now, if you can see, what that did was it flexed my wrists. That's gonna engage your forearms more, and it's gonna give you extra pulling power. When you first start with this though, you don't wanna be too aggressive with it because you'll be weaker because you're not used to it. You wanna just start with the knuckles pointing up. Once you get a hang of that, then slowly, in small increments, keep increasing and increasing. And lastly, here are some different variations and progressions for the pull-up.